to the local grocery store. I live in East Nashville, and this place is a mile from my house. I go there all the time. Didn't think anything of it, but it was late at night. So I got what we needed, and I thought, oh, I need one last thing. Turned down an aisle to get some coffee, and I noticed there was a bigger guy. He was in the aisle by himself. He backed up first, and he said, oh, excuse me, man. And then as I went to grab the coffee, he stepped up to me, and he had a hoodie on, and he pointed a gun at me through the hoodie. And he said, I need cash. And I said, I don't have any cash. And I thought, I was so shocked, I laughed. I was like, this is a joke. This isn't really happening. He said, that's fine. This is the most comical part. He said, you can Venmo me. And so I was like, okay. He tried to give me his spiel while he had a gun on me, and I Venmo'd him. And so I actually have his information or alias and know what he looks like. But then I just ran out of the store. I think I was more mad at myself than anything. And my first phone call was my best friend. He's a Marine. And he goes, it's time for you to protect yourself. I think I just felt let down, that I knew that I felt taken advantage of, and I felt helpless, and this is coming from a guy that, I'm a muscular guy, I have tattoos. I've always, kind of had this naive thought process of that's not going to happen to me. No one's going to screw with me, and then it did. This is a big, scary guy. He could have definitely hurt me if he wanted to. It could have been a lot worse. He could have shot me, and that scared the crap out of me. So I got a gun. Literally the next day, I went into the range, and my best friend trained me. We spent some time there, and I have a gun, and I carry it on me every day, and I feel a little bit more safe now, to be honest.
And you said he could have shot you over $100. Do you think about that often now?
Now it sucks because now I'm looking over my shoulder, in my neighborhood, It sucks enough that being a touring musician, we have to think about that now, being on stages, especially what happened in Vegas with Harvest Fest. You get shot on stage. Now in my own neighborhood, I could potentially get, robbed or shot in the grocery store. You're not safe anywhere.
Were you inside of the grocery store when it happened?
I was inside. There was employees around, people there. I mean, it was pretty dead because it was late at night, but there were people there,
Were you looking around, does anyone else see this, or?
Yeah. And no one even noticed, So, yeah, I couldn't help but think, I have two little sisters, my wife, it could have happened to them, And so I want to protect them as well.
Before, you were talking about how you're from another state, and you didn't really ever think about owning a gun, right?
Yeah, I grew up in rural Iowa, always around guns, shotguns, just never owned them. It's lived out in the middle of the country, Now I live in a big city, and it's growing very quickly, and you just never know what's going to happen. So I think it's important to not live in fear, but always be aware,
And did you go take gun lessons? Because I saw your photo, and It looked like you did. Talk about the process kind of after that.
Yeah, immediately the next day, went with my best buddy. He's a veteran. He's an ex-Marine, and he's been on my butt for a while. He has several guns, and he's very smart about it, and protects himself. He's like, you need to protect yourself. You need to have a gun in the house. And so he took me, and we spent several hours at the shooting range, and I got really comfortable with the gun of my choice, and ended up walking out of there that day with a gun.